Braves. Now, we got a guy in the studio who was a World Series MVP, Cy Young Award winner, Bret Saberhagen. Bret, people say baseball players, especially that stud pitcher, they're like rock stars sometimes. You feel that way ever?
No, yeah. No, it's being a big music fan, it's a completely different realm. But I really enjoy. I wish I could play and sing. I got it just it wasn't my forte. But felt very fortunate to have put on a uniform for a little bit of a time, and had some great teammates and some great memories.
Bret Saberhagen is in studio. He will be part of the LOPen this weekend. Jim McMahon, Mark Rippon, Boom Boom Mancini, Grant Fuhr. Oh, Grant Fuhr. Dude, that's a tough job. You know that, man?
Oh, yes.
Oh, he had some good teams with him, too. But Ted DiBiase Jr.?
Yes.
That's some crazy stuff.
Yes.
Hey, always like to ask ball players. My dad, who was a Marine in World War II, played some AAA ball, then after. Was it a dream of yours from the get-go, Bret?
Absolutely. It was.
It's so cool that you're able to live it, man.
And I tell everybody who's a big-time baseball fan, I would love for everybody that really is passionate about baseball, if they could just put on the uniform and play one inning, get an at-bat, pitch one inning, whatever their dream might be, because it is such a great thrill to be out there on the field. And after a while, after a few years, you lose that that feeling in that. But then once you retire, you realize how lucky you really were.
Saberhagen, you're great. You know what I mean? Because I can tell that you love the game and the passion.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time in that single A or that you're in those bus trips, and you're getting the bag lunch, and you go, what the heck is this? It was like, I don't know if it's turkey, bologna, or what on that sandwich. But did you know there were dues to be paid?
Well, you know what? I was very fortunate. I didn't spend too much time in the minors, but yeah,
That's because you were a stud, like I said. Yeah.
We were getting $6 a day meal money and the 16-hour bus rides. You'd leave after a game and wake up the next morning, and you're still on the bus, and then you got to go out and play a game that night. The ballparks have definitely changed. The minor league ballparks are just stunning ballparks.
Aren't they cool?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's enjoyable for fans to really go out and if you don't have a professional team anywhere close by, and you go to see a minor league game, and it's future players. That's what's really exciting for the fans in some of these towns, that they get to see these guys come through there, and then the next thing you know, they're playing in the big leagues, and they really feel like they've known this young man while they were playing in their town for a while.
Bret, you're going to love this. A few years back, the kids had to go to the Atlantic Ocean vacation. We let them choose. They're 10, 8, 6, and 4 at the time. So we're cutting through Maryland, and nothing could get by me, bro. Like on a Friday in the fall, I could tell those high school football lights. We're driving, and I could tell there's some lights, but maybe 3 or 4 stanchions. So I said, I know it's a minor league park. Looked at the wife, I said, I'll tell you where I'm taking you to dinner. She's like, where? I go, the ballpark, okay? It was Hagerstown, Maryland, with their, I believe, single A team at the time. But for like $2, we sat on the hill in the outfield and had a picnic, and it was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. I don't remember because I just had fun.
No, it's funny you say that sitting, taking the family to the ballpark. Again, when I was in the minors, you'd go out to the bullpen, and you could trade, because we were getting $6 a day to eat on. You could trade actually a baseball for a hot dog or two. So, yeah, you go out there, and the kid would want a baseball, and you say, hey, baseball for a hot dog or two, and that was kind of your meal for the night.
When you were coming up through the ranks, you said not that long, were there any cities you went to and like, dang, do I got to go there?
Well, no, you know what? I really enjoyed all of them. Like I said, the minor league ballparks back when I was playing back in 1983, they weren't.
They were dumps.
Oh yeah.
I'll say you don't have
to. Some of the stadiums, no showers. You have to go back to the hotel and get a shower in. But in the big league ballparks, and I always loved coming to Cleveland, and it was one of those.
Even the old municipal stadium you loved?
Absolutely. That mound there it seemed like you were so high.
That's when our pitching was so bad we couldn't take it down for the opponents.
You guys had some pretty good teams. They weren't great teams, but you had some pretty good studs that were putting on the Cleveland uniform. But I really loved the mound, and they kept it up. It's funny because people ask me some of my favorite ballparks, and I always go back to the ones that I like to pitch in. Oakland was another one of those ballparks that it wasn't.
The Mausoleum?
It wasn't a great ballpark, but the mound was high, it was firm, and the backstop was close. So with the backstop being close, it seemed like you were right on the hitter, such as Yankee Stadium where you have that deep backstop.
Right.
It seems like you instead of 60 feet 6 inches, you're going 70 feet. So I like those close backstops and the mounds that were really nice.
Brett, I'm not tantalizing my people and going to traumatize them, okay? Because I'm a Clevelander. You have been to World Series, but last year you got to. And I know Kansas City's in your heart and soul, and you played other places, but that's the one that's in you. Is that how cool was it for great fans? They suffered. Not like we're not, okay? But,
right.
The great fans of Kansas City in that beautiful ballpark, to get to the 7th game of the World Series, had to be special for you too, didn't it?
It was really great. It was 29 years since they were in postseason, and just it was a lot of down years, and it was great for Kansas City. I was back there the whole entire
Love
time.
that city, you know that?
It's just a great city, and it was the first time in a long time, especially that time of the year, that it didn't matter where you were. It could be the grocery store, it could be the gas station. Everybody was wearing blue. The fountains, again, are always blue, but it might not have had the Royals logo on, but they were wearing blue, and they were very excited about getting the postseason. And I think a lot of people in Kansas City were a little upset that the team didn't win the World Series, but they ran into a great pitcher with Bumgarner, who just had an unbelievable series.
He was special.
But if you would have told the Kansas City fans that they were going to be in postseason before the season started, they would have been ecstatic, and let alone to go to Game 7 and have a chance to be a World Series champion.
We're speaking of Bret Saberhagen. He's in town for the LOPen charity weekend. And again, near and dear, benefiting kids with cancer at Akron Children's Hospital. Don't forget this Thursday, you got the Kip Winger acoustic show. I know all the wives are want to go see Winger, okay? The old glam rocker. Friday, the golf outing with the chef dinner at night, and Saturday, the big concert, the Rockin' for the Kids fundraising concert. Remember, all you have to do is go to LOPenRocks.com, Ticketmaster, Hard Rock, Roxino, and get it done the big way. Now, I've got to ask you, being in Kansas City those years, I know you've been to the area called the Plaza. Have you rubbed the snout of the pig there, the big bronze pig? Because I had a gal actually in Kansas City years ago. Mrs. Munch is probably listening, and she knows that. We got to go to the Plaza and rub the snout of the pig.
Well, I don't recall ever doing that. It might have happened a few nights, but the Plaza was always a blast, and the summertime down there is it's fabulous. But we have our own superstitions that we would go through if we were going through a little of a down spell or a little.
Hold on, Saber. Now, tell me about yours. Did you have to put your mitt somewhere in the glove in the dugout, like the fingers pointing out, or did you make sure you jumped over one of the lines? You had to have something. Socks.
I had a couple of things. I used to switch my undershirt under my jersey each inning. I didn't like to be sweaty and sticky. So each inning I would take it off and get a dry shirt. So each inning I would go into the clubhouse and change out my undershirt. But prior to the game, for many years when I was with the Royals, I had this coonskin cap, and that was my the day that.
You're not from Kentucky, are you? Davy Crockett or Daniel Boone?
George happened to have it in his locker room. And, I ended up taking it, and that was my game day hat, and I wore that each and every game that I pitched.
That is fantastic. You talk about the blue fountains, people wearing blue. Last year had to be off the hook, but it doesn't happen easy. Because for years, all the publications, people that we study baseball, a good friend of mine is a baseball scout, probably 6-7 years ago, he goes, dude, I'm telling you, the Royals are the team to keep an eye on. They got all these young hitters coming up. And then once they get the pitching to match it, but do they still need to get that Shields, that Wiley veteran or two to come in and solidify the staff?
Well, what was great about these guys, you said it, that they came up together. So they've known each other for a long time. They've played together. They pull for one another. They're a team, and that's what made it so great. And it was great to see that there were so many people around the country really pulling for the Royals postseason last year, because they were a fun team to watch.
It's America, man. It's Kansas City.
They were a lot of fun to watch, and that's. And the thing that I'm just blown away at right now, we were just talking about that before I came on the show, is that they got 7 guys that could be voted into the starting lineup for the All-Star game for the World.
And deservedly so, not just popularity contest.
Well, there's some deserving, and there's some that it's a popularity contest.
Well, on the fringe, baby, come on. But if that's your fans.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great for Kansas City, and it's an exciting time. It has been the last year and a half. So and they're playing well again this year. And yeah, they have the pitching, and if it sets up right, they've got the bullpen to get the job done.
Brett, I just had Paul Dolan on, the owner of the Indians. We talked about the starting pitching, and 4 to 5 have been stellar.
Right.
Have been stellar. You still need to score a few runs on occasion. And as a pitcher, does it get to you sometimes? Do you realize it's part of the game? Say, dang, you know what? Here's the 4th game in a row. I've gotten, heck, I'm 1-5, and they've scored 7 runs in my 6 games.
Well, it doesn't. You just keep waiting for that time to change, and you get those few runs in that. But and that's what the good pitchers will do. It'll keep you in a ball game, regardless of whether you're going to win the game or not. But the good quality pitchers, and that's what you need to stop losing streaks. You need to have that one stud that's going to go out there and give you that outing.
Like you.
Well,
I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm stating facts.
I did it every once in a while, but and what's great about this game is that things come out and turn around, and the Tribe, they're off the not so great of a start, but the good thing is I see Kansas City has done it. I'm sure that the Tribe will be back in the swing of things in the near future.
As we part ways again, thank you too for coming to town for LOPen. I know that's very, very cool.
Great thing. Phil and I have been close friends for a long time.
God bless him for putting it together, yeah.
I look forward to it each and every year, and going down to the hospital and seeing the kids, and Dr. Horde does a great job, and it's great awareness, and it's also a great event.
Is there one pitcher today, since that's where you applied your trade, and I'm going to let you go on this one, you go, dang, this guy's pitching. I hope I can catch the game, or hopefully it's a game of the week or game of the night or something of that nature. One guy that you just respect the heck out of, because you were one of the greatest when you pitched, man.
Well, I appreciate that, and there's a few guys, but I got to go with a couple lefties, Bumgarner and Kershaw. They get deep in the game. It's kind of almost a little old school where they're not a 6th-inning pitcher.
I can't believe you said it. I was talking to Nolan Murphy about that earlier, because whenever I'd have Bob Feller on, Bob used to come on the show frequently, and Bob would say things that he was allowed to say like most. Like he went on the air when Randy Johnson was pitching a no-hitter, and he got up with Tom Hamilton, and he goes, this Sasso B thinks he's going to throw a no-no on opening day. And they're like, no, dude, the game's live now. You're on the air. He would always go nuts about the guys today pitching 6 innings. And he goes, so you got a guy for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And you're getting at that. And you're saying Kershaw, Bumgarner, they tossed it out.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of old school pitchers that are out there, but the game has changed in that aspect where you've got some guys in the bullpen that are great pitchers, and you're not afraid to give them the ball. Back when I was playing in the 80s, it was a situation where you had you guys in the middle part of that bullpen that they were basically coming into a game that was out of line one way or the other and getting some innings in to kill a few innings. But now you got some specialty guys and it seems like there's a lot of teams that have 2 great closers. One's usually a setup 8th inning guy, and then you got the closer. So a lot of times now that these the managers are going, okay, if it gets that deep in the game, it's a close game, we're going right to them.
Brett, I can't thank you enough for coming down, man.
Pleasure.
Phenomenal stuff. The great Bret Saberhagen in studio on ESPN 850 WKNR. I'll come out with a live before Wendy.